So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could, and
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God.
OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney, charged with the brutal stabbing death of her boyfriend, was seen sobbing in an interrogation room after learning of his death in newly released footage.
This is not real, right? Okay. There's no fucking way. Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Relax. You'll be fine.
No.
Calm down.
Clenney, 26, is accused of killing her boyfriend Christian Opumseli, 27, back in April after stabbing him with a knife.
Including the possibility of a flight risk and her denial of bond, which Clenney's defense objected to, arguing that she doesn't have the money to be a flight risk. But on the other side, the family attorney representing the Opumseli says they are satisfied by this ruling.
In the video, a detective begins by saying, "We have to inform you that Christian did not make it." Clenney immediately gasps before placing one of her hands on her neck and the other on her knee. OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney, charged with the brutal stabbing death of her boyfriend, was seen sobbing in an interrogation room after learning of his death in newly released footage. The interrogator attempts to continue. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could and. She then interrupts while breathing heavily. "Christian is dead? Oh my God. This is not real, right? No freaking way. Christian died?" Clenney then asks for a hug, wondering if that is allowed in here.
Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Relax. You'll be fine.
No.
Calm down. Take deep breaths.
One of the other men in the room offers, but she only accepts him holding her shoulder as he tells her to relax. They then ask her if she's okay. Clenney responds, breathing heavily, "I need to hug my mom," and saying, "I cannot be left alone in a room by myself."
Just take deep breaths. You're gonna be okay?
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents and get them over.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself.
You won't be.
After this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
I know, I just can't believe it.
I'll talk to your parents. I'll get them. I'm gonna get your parents here.
She again tries to get the interrogators to tell her that this isn't happening, saying she knows but just can't believe it. The detectives respond by saying they'll get her parents there as soon as possible. Eventually, she begins visibly crying and trying to remain in denial over his death and angry that she wasn't allowed to go to the hospital to be with him.
No.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
One of the detectives tells her, "We can't undo what has already happened. This is gonna be a process." Clenney then talks about how she had worried about having killed Opumseli, saying that she believed he'd have died if her name had been slightly different.
Into that other room, I said, God forbid, when like from far away. What if it had accidentally hit a little bit lower and he died? That's what I said. You remember? I said, God forbid. Then a few minutes later,
we can't change what's occurred and we're gonna move forward. So just step by step. So you'll get through this, all right? And I will. I think the detective spoke to your mom. She's trying to get a flight to get you some support.
Everything was going to be fine, so it obviously wasn't hard for her lawyer to convince them officially that she wasn't guilty, and she was let off without any charges. But remember, the detectives weren't aware of any of the evidence mentioned so far. All they know is what Courtney told them. As time went on, evidence started to mount up, and the album Sully's case was starting to become stronger and stronger. The body cam videos started to become publicly available, and the true nature of her previous arrests came to light. There were also unflattering videos, such as this one showing her drunk in public just days after her release.
Yeah, and they're seeking justice. Yeah,
What?
let's all videotape her. Right now, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just killed her boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah, okay, cool.
People make mistakes and drink too much, but when you're seen acting like this in public just days after bawling your eyes out in an interrogation room, you don't exactly get painted in the best light. Just days later, footage secretly recorded by Toby was found on his phone, displaying Courtney violently screaming at him, using aggressive language, hitting him across the face, and using racial slurs.
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a Yes, thank you. Coming from thank you.
I want you to get away from me!
So, due to this and many other accounts stating that Courtney was well and truly the one, she was officially taken to court by Toby's family. This is where the final nail in the coffin was delivered by a medical examiner who had observed Toby's body and come to a conclusion. Now,
based on the information you received that the defendant was alleged to have thrown this knife, do your observations support that?
If the person who supposedly did this is an expert knife thrower, and the knife is the type of knife that you can throw, I guess that could have happened.
Did you receive any information that the defendant was a knife thrower?
No.
So based on that fact that you did not receive that information, would it support that?
No.
And what would you expect to see a knife do if someone just flung it at somebody?
It would just hit the body and bounce off.
Now, as a result of this case, did you come to a cause, or did you make a determination as to the cause and manner of death?
Yes.
Could you please explain those to the court?
The cause of death was stab wound of right subclavian artery. The manner of death was homicide.
as of April 2023, Courtney is currently awaiting what's become one of the most anticipated trials in modern history. She faces life in prison on account of second-degree murder. With all of the evidence stacked against her, it's not looking good for her as we prepare to see if she'll be spending the rest of her life behind bars.